We're the greatest team of all. The Wanderers forever. We will always stick together. We will always do our best to see it through for the good old gold and blue.
Hello and welcome to Shred at the Shed, the Wanderers official podcast of the 2022-23 season. I'm your host, Shred Simpson, coming here live from the Shed, the Muk Muks famous clubhouse with no walls. We're going to review round one. So we played the Darwin Buffaloes Saturday the 1st of October at 5 p.m. At our home ground TIO, also the Buffs home ground I guess. The conditions were hot and humid, pretty typical Darwin around this time, but it was wet the whole game. Didn't stop, which is apparently unusual for this time of year. It doesn't usually happen in round one. It's more December, January weather when it sort of breaks open. So the final score in the end was 79-57. We lost by 22 points. We did hit the front in the last quarter, but left it too late, unfortunately. The stats for the team teams were fairly similar. A couple of key areas though were stoppage goals. Buffs really smashed us there. 6 goals to our 2, which is pretty impressive in those conditions. Also the kick to handball ratio, 1.9. Was a bit better than our 1.7. So they kicked it more, they handballed less. They played the conditions really well. They didn't muck around with it, didn't get forced under pressure by us too often, and just played really simple wet weather footy. Did the basics well, and they had really good work rate actually. So it felt like they had a +1 at every contest. So they did deserve the win. We did have 15 more inside 50s. So we did get the ball in there, but their defence really stood up with 17 and more rebound 50s. Looking at the individuals on our side, the stat winners, I guess, for disposals, 26 touches to Stevie Motlop. You'll hear his name quite a bit actually. For kicking efficiency, no surprises here, with 94% at 16 kicks at 94% efficiency. Brad McLean, we call him Silk because of just that, his efficiency. And whoever does the votes voted him for best on ground on the Wanderers side for the annual Nungalininya Cup. Apologies if I pronounced that incorrectly. Handball efficiency, 100% efficiency here across 7 handballs for Daniel Klee. He's been talking about that all week, so excited for the next week and see if he can maintain his 100% efficiency there. Kentucky possessions, 14 to Stevie Motlop. Knows how to win a hard ball. And on uncontested possessions with 13, Braden McLean. So getting a couple of cheapies back there to the skip. 6 marks to Darren Shillabere, which is really good in those really slippery conditions. Slippery at the best of times in the humidity, but with the wet, it was difficult. So well done to Shillers. Handball receives, topped was 8 handball receives by Brad McLean. Really good run and carrier, and obviously knows how to hit a target, as shown before. Ground ball gets 12 to Stevie Motlop again. So like I said, knows how to win a hard ball, knows how to get the ball off the deck and do it himself. Hit-outs, number 1 for us with 16, Jabashan Priest. Love his work in there, the big fella. Clearances, 8, once again, Stevie Motlop. Tackles was drawn, so Stevie again, and Jabashan Priest. So really good to see the big ruck dog there with 6 tackles. Spoils, 4 spoils was top to T Motlop. So Thomas and D Weecher, Daniel, really really good defenders, super reliable and just get the job done. Inside 50s, 7 to Marcus Totham. We'll have to buy him a couple of coffees, make sure he hits me up next time. and topping rebound 50s, 5 to Brad McLean. Goals, 2 to Stevie Motlop once again, and myself finally got in on something. And score assist, 2 to Marcus Totham. Everyone else was singles. So the debutants were Jaden Butson. He's driven over all the way from Queensland. I think that's a 30-hour drive. So really good to see him in the side. And Ryan McMurray is St Mary's Junior. Really great fella. Unfortunately, Buffs player came and kneed him in the jaw. So he's got a broken jaw, and he's gone through surgery this week, and he'll be having to eat food out of a straw for a while, I'd imagine. So we'll be getting around him and making sure he's recovers well, and really looking forward to seeing him back in the Muk Muks colours as soon as possible. Some other people we have out with injuries, Jared Erlinson with an ankle. He's flying around the track though, so hopefully not too far away. Keelan Fijo, another big out. Some kind of foot injury. I think he's got to have surgery. He's still 2 to 3 months away. And another small forward. So pretty critical components of our team. Simon Bates, he's 5 weeks away. So turned 30 a couple of days ago, which used to be old back in the day. But Geelong, with their premiership, showed that that's about when you start to hit your prime. So looking forward to Beta coming back out. Like I said, 5 weeks away, and his son is only 16 years away from Premier League debut. So looking forward to Dusty having a run around in a couple of years. Over to the other games. The highlight, our twos played Buffs, and 86-point winners in the end, 92-6. Really great effort. So lots of people pushing their case for one's selection. Over in the women's, they had a tough old day, 112-point loss. 0 to 112. And over in the under-18s, they didn't actually play Buffs. They played Palmerston, and they went down by 33 points, so 44 to 77. This week on the track, Mondays was really good with recovery, ice bath, flush run, and match review, and talking as a team and seeing what we can do to get better. So really positive there. Tuesday and Thursday were pretty similar. Big training sessions, plenty of skills, lots of hard running. Aaron's implemented a few things to keep us improving and looking forward to this coming week. After Thursday training, we always have a beautiful feed at the shed. The girls do a great job there. $5 feed. It's awesome. Our sponsors, Silks, do a weekly community raffle on Fridays. So they do 5 $100 meat trays to be drawn from 7 o'clock every half an hour at Silks. The vouchers are only $2 or whatever. You can buy more for cheaper. Chance to win $100 worth of meat. Registration. It's not too late to register for the Muk Muks. Come and play footy. Keep pushing your case to play in the ones or the twos or wherever. Pick up all your gear from the NT Cricket and Footy Shop. So our captain's got announced as well. Brad McLean, 5th year now. Awesome leader, and we've got a co-captain in Mitchell Taylor coming in as his first year as captain, and life member of the club, and really stoked to have those two leading us out week to week. We're seeking volunteers as well, so trainers, physios. Sarah's actually been really good for us for a long time now, strapping and always a good chat. She's always keeping fit with a CrossFit Wheel of Death, I think she's been doing recently, and always look forward to those chats. More volunteers like runners and water carriers, managers, timekeepers, social committee, photographers, social media content creators. Those last two I've actually been really impressed with. Good photos, and the social media has been really good, so keep up the good work, those guys. Some coaching positions, we need some volunteers as well, looking for assistant coaches, particularly for the under 10 boys, under 10 girls, and the under 14 girls. So get around if you got any time and help out, and that would be much appreciated. A couple of big re-signings over the off season. Dane McFarlane, Neil Vivi, Darren Shillabeer, Marlon Motlop, and Stevie Motlop. A couple of those already played, and a couple of those guys still to come. Fines throughout the week. I've just invented this. Marcus Totham, he had a falcon on the weekend, so that's $2, which is pretty unfortunate because he did a really good effort to bring the ball to ground and cracks in hard for a little fella. But the ball did end up getting him a falcon, so $2 there. Joel Cabillo gave away 50 metres, so it's $5 buckaroonies. He actually did really good technical body spoil, but it was just a bit late, so unlucky, mate. And one on the track, Dil Dos Santos, he missed me about 10 times at training, so I'm a pretty big target, mate. We'll just need to work on that. Take it week at a time. So that's $2 to DDoS. And next thing, 100 Club. So our social committee, Brody Newman and Daniel Fuller, have organised this thing called the 100 Club. So they pick two numbers between 1 and 100, and that's going to be $5. And then every Thursday we do a raffle, chance to win $100. So that just goes to our end of season stuff. And now moving over to the match preview for round 2. So we got Southern Districts on Saturday, 8th of October at 4 p.m. It's a away game at Norbuilt Oval, the hottest ground in the NTFL. Should be fun. Conditions are looking to be around 33 degrees, 70% humidity, and 40% chance of rain, which is always tough if it rains just before you go out, and then the water starts to evaporate and it feels like you're playing in a sauna. So let's fingers crossed there, but we'll see how we go. Not really much to review or preview, I guess, because Districts had a bye last week, but they've recruited really well over the off season. They've got Ellis Yeoman, lots of AFL games at Adelaide and Brisbane. They've got Matty Dennis, surprisingly moved over from Palmerston, so 10 years at the club and move it over. So he'll be a big challenge in the ruck there. And a couple of Wanderers boys, Jai Jeffrey and Ronnie Fijo. So definitely a few big ins for them. So I guess I'll just go over the previous results. So from 2021-22 season, played them 4 times actually. So in round 1, we had a 11-point win, 72-61. Here's the anomaly. In round 5, we had a 61-point win, 117-56. That was the game that Harry Taylor ended up playing actually. So that was cool. So that might have been a reason, just getting caught up in the emotion there, because usually it's pretty tight between us two. In round 8, 115-101, we had a 14-point win, and we played them in the elimination final. A lot more low scoring, as you'd expect in finals, just tight, contested. Had a 12-point win, 57-45. So we've definitely, got the wood over them in the last couple of games, but they're a really strong side, so definitely have to bring our best. And we've got a couple of ins actually, which will be good for us. So D Grant, N Arbin, M Motlop, D Dos Santos, T Louis, and D McFarlane. So a couple of changes from last week. Really looking forward to it. And leading us into the game, at Norbuilt Oval, we've got the under 18s in at 10:15 a.m, the 2s in at midday, 12 p.m, and then the women's at 2 p.m. So that's a wrap. I've got zero experience in podcasting, as you can probably tell, so keen to get some feedback. Hopefully actually make this recording out into the wilderness. And we'll keep it rolling, I guess, hopefully. And I'll leave us with an Eagle quote. So in reference to round 1, our round 1 loss, a quote by Eric Thomas: "An eagle uses the negative energy of a storm to fly even higher."
Boy, then sing along with me. We are the eagles on the road to victory. All the water, one more row will answer to the call. We're the greatest team of all. The wonder is forever. We will always keep together. We will always do our best to see it through for the good old